let's have a look at Light My Way. Light My Way unravels the mysteries of the 3D experience platform. It makes it easy to work with. It does so by providing just-in-time information to the end user. The technology can be used for guiding users in complex tasks or giving them intro tours to new views. You can also link contextually, just in time, link to the right user guide chapter. You can also record custom input validation rules, improving data quality and avoiding that costly downstream fixing. You can notify users of important system events, and can also use it for instrumenting the platform to gain insight on how it's actually used. Light My Way is a web extension that you install in the browser. It can be downloaded from Chrome Store or distributed to selected users through the registry. As it's not installed in the actual platform, but is a web extension, nothing is required on the server side, and there's no customization involved at all. In this case, I prove it by using it on top of the DS Cloud tenant that I don't have access to install anything in. All right, let's go into some examples here. First, looking at the guides functionality, a guides feature. So here, Light My Way detects that the change execution widget is on screen. So therefore, it recommends activating the change process guide here. And also by just clicking that button, and then I can just follow all the steps, every single step in this quite complicated process here on how to create a change action. So I just follow the guides here, and it detects when I have done things and points me at the next step to be taken here. So every single step, it's like being supervised by a super user here. So make this easy for everyone to use. Just follow the steps, click through, follow the blue callouts, and it will take me through any process in the platform, really. The second feature, maybe I should just show you that the user will also have this control panel to the right where he can access different guides and documentations and so on. You toggle on and off depending on what he needs. So I will just turn that one off here. Second feature that I wanted to show is tours. So tours differs from the guides a bit because it's not taking the user through a process. It rather gives an introduction to UI that you would click through instead of being state-driven and responsive to what the user have done. So in this example, I've used it on the collaborative task, giving the user an introduction to this app. So here, first I explain that the context field here is where you can set, if you drop or search for an object and put it in this field, you would see the task related to that object only, and if it's left empty, you would see the task assigned to the logged-in user. So I click next, and it would give me the next step in this tour, which is explaining the columns, and I will just click through here, and it would take me through this tour. I think you get the concept. Third thing is data quality. So this technology can also be used to enforce input validation messages to reduce the risk of having poor data quality in downstream system, which is so costly. So I created a simple example here. If you put this to final I have added a rule here saying that the net weight must not be 0. So as soon as I put something in there, that reminder will disappear. So a good way of making the user follow the guidelines on how to input data into the system. So the fourth thing is documentation. So companies, they usually create their own user guides supporting the users in this quite big and complex system. Problem is that users don't tend to read these guides that much. They disturb their neighbor or call for support. They try it out themselves, and when it doesn't work, they call support, even if you have invested in this documentation. So here the concept is providing the links directly to relevant documentation based on what's on screen. So in this case, Light My Way detects that the collaborative lifecycle is on screen and the bookmark editor. So it gives the user links to those user guides. Just to show you this interactivity, I will open the info form here, and Light My Way will detect that the info screen or widget is open, and it also adds a link to the object information documentation. I can click it and it will open in a separate screen here. It's standard DS documentation in this case. It can be your own documentation on wiki pages or on your intranet or where you keep it. Okay. Notifications is another thing you can do with this tool. So you can push notify users of important system events, for instance, like there is a planned maintenance this weekend, for instance, and then this would be visible in the system when the user logs in, maybe the week before. That's just one example on how to reach your users in a better way than just sending emails. What is really strong and cool about this solution is that creating this content is super easy. You don't need developers or deployments or things like that to get things out to your users. So when you have the authoring access, you will have also the authoring tab, allowing you to create this content by point and click. So you simply use this view here. I created the structure already, but I will create a new instruction in my guide. Click that, and Light My Way will highlight all supported anchor points, and you simply click where you want to add your instruction. You type some information, some details description in case you want to. This will open a create form. Light My Way also detects the context, so it knows that the user is in 3D dashboard. It's also aware that we're looking at the change governance widget. So here I can tie this instruction to this state, so it will only show up in the change government widget. All right, that's it. Thank you.